Good morning, everybody. It's Drew. It's Wednesday morning, June 26th, and just on summer break right now, enjoying a cup of coffee, and thought I'd get some modeling time in. So after a lot of filing and filling and sanding, I think I finally got this looking like a tornado. I got it all primed. Drop tanks and ordnance, all those primed. Get the missiles primed. Okay. I got the bombs primed. Everything's been primed, and I got the wheels and all that good stuff. So what I need to do now is paint the wheel wells white. Okay. Paint the air brake wells, paint those white. I also need to paint the jet exhaust, and same thing with the afterburners. Okay, and then I can get on to the main color. So I'm going to get that going, and I'll be back in just a little bit, guys. Thank you. Okay, guys, I'm back. So I'm ready to start painting the main color. I went ahead and painted the nose with some Tamiya flat black, and so I masked that off. I have the wheel wells masked off with some sticky tack, just stuffing it in there. I put these air brake, just temporarily put them in place, and I masked off the jet nozzles. So, also did some pre-shading with a mix of Tamiya NATO black and NATO brown. Just see if I can get some highlights going. The main color I'm going to use is this Model Air. It's 71.140 US Desert Sand, but it's got the FS 30279. And ANA 1616. This is what the actually the instructions call for. And so it does have a little bit of a pinkish hue to it. So we'll see if it gets that desert pink. Okay guys, so I got the Flurry wash on, so now I'm going to do is just wipe it off. It's been drying for, well, actually about an hour or so. It only takes about 20 minutes to dry, but I had to go run some errands. But this is what you do. You just take a paper towel, a little wet, you just wipe it off. You can use cotton swabs as well. Alright, so I'm going to get all that wiped off and be right back. Hey everybody, so I'm calling it done. I believe I've reached the point where I'm not going to do any more. So I did some chipping that I didn't get on camera, but I went around the leading edges of the wings and on the tail fin and near the intakes and just some various random spots, and also on the drop tanks and some understores. So what I did, I basically took some piece of this Scotch-Brite, rip it off, and you know, wet it down, then dip it in some dark gray paint, then go around and just add some chipping around the aircraft. Normally I don't chip my models or weather it this much. I did want it to look like it had been in service during the Gulf War. And I'll show you a couple things in the back here. The Tornadoes had a pretty characteristic exhaust staining on the tail, and so what I did was this back here, the exhaust staining, I just took some pastel chalk, picked out a black color, not too dark, and you just shave it off, and then you can either sprinkle it on the pieces or get you an old stippling brush, stipple it on, and you just start rubbing it into the plastic, and it does stay there. I even gave this all a flat coat at the very end to seal it all in. Okay, so that's how I did the exhaust on the tail. But looking at reference pictures of these in the Gulf War, they're again filthy, to put it bluntly. Desert conditions were pretty bad on these aircraft. Okay, so let's go around the airplane. I did pose it with the fuel probe open. I think it's kind of neat, just to see that. I made some little fuel staining around that where you might get some drips. Okay. Also, you can pose it with the air brake doors open. You can see back here, and also you put a little exhaust staining on that as well. Okay. Let's just look at the rear. Would I build the kit again? Well, absolutely, because now I know the areas where it needs where I need to work on and what to expect. It's not a terrible kit. It's not a great kit, but it's certainly not terrible. One of the areas I'm still working on to get better at is rescribing panel lines. So I made some mistakes on that, and it doesn't look good. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do some jibbing, to cover up some of that stuff, cover up some of my tracks, so to speak, where I didn't do a great job doing the rescribing. But it needed a lot. This kit needed a lot of sanding. The problem is when you put the two fuselage halves together, you'd get a step. One would be off kilter, and so you'd have to use a little bit of putty and some a lot of sanding. Let me turn it over for you. I'm gonna keep my on the wings. I went ahead and added the bombs. I put all the ordnance on that came with the kit. So I like my planes heavily armed, and so I got the bombs on there. The bombs didn't come with any stripe decals. So what I did on that is I just took some of this pinstriping tape that I've had for, I don't know why, I didn't remember even buying this stuff, but I found it in my supply stuff, and it's just vinyl, thin vinyl pinstriping tape, and you just take it, lay it down, cut real small pieces, and that's what I used for the stripes and the bombs. The sidewinders on these were tucked up under there. They're hard to see. I honestly, I was at the point where I was like, you know what, I'm just kind of done. I want to get this kit done. I didn't bother, striping it or trying to hand paint some things. Again, it didn't come with any stripes, so I just put them on there. Again, they're hard to see. You're not going to really see a lot of that, and that's the way they are. All right, guys, hang on for some pictures. And again, thank you everybody for watching. I appreciate it. If you're a subscriber, again, thank you. If you haven't subscribed and you like what you see, and I always try to improve my videos and show more, how-tos and what I'm doing. Subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Appreciate it. All right, guys, thank you. I'll see you in the next build.